Hello, everybody. Bidemi, welcome. Daniel Atsenga, Shegun Fatumo, Rochelle White. Welcome, welcome. Shigo, blessings. Good morning. Mayowa. Lola Shoronke, Matthias, Caroline Shoronke, Niyo Lushala, Bosse Fayajola, Oluwafumelayo Dina, Omonike, Nkiru Jimadu, Ojo Pelumi, Joshua Hendrick, Anastasia, Fumi Jeboda, Gift Amos, Ayodeji, Ford Ju, Fumi Onifade, Mike Humphreys, Yetunde is here, TY, Shioma, okay, welcome and let's begin our day today. We are talking today on what husbands want or what men want to tell their wives. What men wish to tell their wives. What husbands wish that their wives would know. Husbands also have their desires, you know. Men have their desires just like the ladies. So what are the things that a man is keeping in his heart that he might not be telling his wife, or he might have tried to tell his wife, but the wife might not really be hearing him? So what are the things that a man wants to tell the wife so that the wife would know? Before we go, let's go ahead and share the link. Please look under this video. You will see a button in your smartphone or your computer that will tell you to share. So let's go share the link, and here we go. Okay. So if you have shared the link, I've told you yesterday a few things that the men want to tell their wives. Today I'm going to go to the next one. The next thing that husbands want to tell their wives is the next thing. I have several things, but the first one I want to start with today is every husband and every man is dreaming and praying that the wife will believe and trust in them. Every husband is wishing and praying that their wives will really believe them and trust them. Believe and trust. Believe and trust. The men want you to believe them. They want you to trust them. They want you to okay, when we talk about belief and trust, these are two different things. Belief might have something to do with the wife believing in a particular instance, in a particular situation, or in a particular project that the man is doing, or in a particular promise that the man has committed to. So when the man is saying, I want you to believe me, or when his heart desire is expressing the idea that I wish she would just believe me, that means, his projects, his ongoing aspirations, his desires, and the things that he is wishing to do. A man wants the wife not just to be there for him, but to actually believe in him, that things are going to work out for him, that he meant well. No, that's more of trust, but this is like believe in him that he will carry it out, he will go through, he will be able to do exactly what he has promised. Now, trust is a little bit different. Trust is the confidence that you have in him that he meant well. Trust is having to do with his intention, with his heart. Trust is having to do with his in general goodwill. So when you trust your husband, that means you trust him that it meant well, it means well for you, and that he's generally thinking good and thinking, to favor the family, is thinking to do good to the family. Now, for the ladies, I personally know that this is not easy for women, because women are always seeing things that are wrong and things that are going off. A woman is noticing a lot of things that the man is not noticing. A woman is noticing the things that are supposed to be fixed that are not yet fixed. A woman is noticing things that are supposed to be dealt with that are not yet dealt with. And so she's worried and she's concerned. So she's concerned and worried that he might not be seeing those things, or he might not care. Normally the woman thinks that the man doesn't care, or the man is callous, or is indifferent, or he doesn't love them, or he doesn't really bother so much, and he's not concerned by what concerns the lady. But it is really not so. It's just that the man most of the time might not be seeing what the lady is saying. The man might not be seeing what the woman is saying, or he might not see the magnitude of that problem. He might not be seeing the depth of the problem, the magnitude of the problem. So he's just living his life. Yeah, he just continues to do what he would normally do. He doesn't know that things might be as bad as the lady is seeing them. So, so there are different areas that the man wishes that the woman will believe in him. To the man, the trust and the belief that is expressed by the woman is a big support. It's a big support. He knows that a lot of things are already against him. A man knows that the circumstances at work might be against him. The situation in the country are against him to, break through, move forward, and win the victory. But he is trying his best, and he doesn't want to come home seeing doubt, lack of trust, and seeing that the very closest person to him does not believe him and does not trust him that things are going to work out for him. So a man wants the wife to believe that, to tell him, actually not just to believe in him, but to express to him that, you know what, I know you meant well for the family, and I trust you that it's going to work out. I trust you. I believe you. I believe that your efforts will work out. I believe that you are trying your best, I believe that you meant well for the family, and that you are going to do your best, and things are working out. And especially when he has some projects or some plans that he's doing, the man wants. If the man doesn't need too much, talk words or you talking too much to him, but one time is enough. Once in a while, that yeah, I trust you. I just trust you. I know you can make it. I know, you meant well. I know you are trying your best. I know, things will work out. So those kind of simple words are enough for the man. Now, just like the woman needs a man to always tell her how he loves her. And the women need to hear how much they are loved. They need the assurance, the reassurance. So also the man, he needs to hear that the wife believes in him, that the wife believes. Maybe not as frequent, maybe not as frequently as the woman needs to hear that she is loved, but the man needs to at least, maybe not really you saying the words, maybe not always expressing the same thing, but you might find your own way of expressing to him that you love him. That you trust him. To the man, the fact that you trust him might even be more important than the fact that you love him. Yes, he wants you to love him, but for him, your trust in him is part of the expression of love. It's part of trying to tell him that you love him. So when you express your trust in your husband, it becomes bolder, it becomes more daring, it becomes more relaxed, and he's willing to go and pay the price and forge forward and do more things than he could have done before. And one thing with the men is that men want to be a hero. They want to see themselves as heroes. So a man wants to see himself as a hero to his family. A man wants to see himself as a hero to his wife. And so if the wife, he doesn't need to tell the wife. He will not be willing to tell you that. He doesn't want to tell you that. He wants to deserve that. He doesn't want you just to say, oh, you are my hero for nothing. But he wants you to really commend what he's doing. A normal man wants to do something for real. He wants to really try his best, and he wants you to know that he's trying his best. But what normally happens in families is that when a man is trying his best, sometimes the woman doesn't even think the man is trying at all, talk less of him trying his best. And the woman might be rather pulling him down and talking him down, and not seeing what he's doing. But he knows what he's doing. He knows the efforts that he's putting into the family and what he's planning and is doing in his heart to make his family the best. But most of the time, those things might not be working out immediately, or they might not work out the way the woman is expecting it to work out. So the ability of the woman to, because sometimes also it's not the fault of the woman. The woman might not be seeing what the man is doing. So what I would advise the ladies to do is to ask the man and to find out what he's doing, what he's thinking, and what he's planning, and what are the things that he's doing. And once you know that once he tells you what he is doing, then to express your trust immediately in him. And also, if you want, you might want to ask him, if you could help him anyhow, or if there's anything that he wants you to do to help him. And but just let him know that you are supporting him. So I think when the Bible talks about a woman as a helper, I think this is one of the real things that scripture is talking about. The Bible is a helper, not in building a house to be carrying bricks or becoming a laborer. That's where she needs to be a helper. I don't think so. And I don't think she needs to be a helper in tilling the ground and farming and irrigation of the farm and things like that. I don't think that is where it's talking. I don't think that's what it's talking about when they say a woman is the helper. But I think when the Bible says the woman is the helper, that is actually talking about psychological help, moral help, moral support, a moral boost. You see, a man needs that moral boost, moral support all the time. So that kind of support gives the man more courage, more courage, more boldness, more stimulation, more enthusiasm, zeal, the desire to want to go and do more and perform more. So the trust that comes from the woman might be one of the most important support that the man will need when it says, the woman is a helper. Help him, to find his footing. Help him to believe in himself. Help him to believe in his efforts. Help him to know that his efforts and what he is doing is worthwhile, and that his efforts are commendable. Help him to know that you're noticing what he's doing. Sometimes the men are even discouraged when the lady does not notice what he is doing. The man, is important for the man that the wife notices his efforts. It's important for the man that the man sees what he's doing. Although he might not say it himself, he might be a bit, he might be withdrawn in saying it. But he would like the woman to say, I notice what you are doing. I notice your effort. And I want to tell you thank you. And I want to also say I trust you. And so those kind of expressions, they support him and they want to make him go ahead and do even more So it is important for you to express your trust in your husband. It is important for you to express your trust in the husband. And if you don't just express your trust to him, but you also tell him that what he is doing makes you to feel like he's your hero, or that he's a hero to the children. Wow. If you tell him that he's like a hero to his children or to you as the wife, then the man is ready to go and turn the table. He's ready to go and do some heroic things. If he knows that you are really sincere, that his efforts are commended, and that the children are seeing that, or that you are telling the children about his efforts, and that you want the children to be like him, wow, and that you yourself commend his efforts, and that you see what he's doing, and that he's like a hero to you, that will bring big wings. That will bring big wings to the ego of the man, and he will be ready to go extra length, extra miles to do even more things for the family. Now, TY says, wow, Dr. Adelaja, that is so touching. The way you are painting this, that a man is already fighting so much outside that he needs to hear his wife affirm him and believe in him and specific things he's working on. Wow. Yeah, that's the difference between a man and a woman. The woman is fighting more things within. A woman has more of her problems within her, in the sense that, her hormones and mood swings, menstruations, and so a lot of the problems that the woman is having is within her, is with her body, with her mind, with her thoughts, with her inner world. But the men, a lot of the problem that he's having are normally connected with the outside world. He's having enemies to fight and oppositions, and so he is having a lot of challenges from outside. So that is the one little difference between the challenges of the man and the woman. But if the man will see that kind of support, that the wife knows about the challenges that he's going through, and that the wife is standing with him, and that the wife is supporting him. He always believes that he can overcome those outward and outside issues that he has. He will have more faith to be able to overcome the problems outside, that when the wife is standing with him, than when the wife is against him and when the wife is not for him. Then he thinks that there is nothing he can do. He just kind of want to give up. Okay, TY is saying again, this is why as women, we must really be very vocal in our appreciation of our men, so we don't demoralize them. It's not easy sometimes when we don't see evidence. It's actually a positive for us, telling him we believe in you and appreciate that you are doing so much. Yep, that is so true. Yeah, that is so true. So, yeah. So, especially in his projects and especially in his plans. But the woman should not be, a woman should not be so stereotyped and just be saying, I support you in everything. Because really, women are seeing more. Women see deeper than the men, to tell you the truth. Women see, they might not see farther, but they see in more details than the men are seeing. So don't just say, I support you, even when you see that he's doing something wrong, or when you see that he's not noticing some other details, or when you see that there are some things he has left out. Don't just say, I support you. Tell him that you support him, but also go ahead and express to him the things that he's leaving out. Tell him that you support him, but also let him know that there are some areas that he might not be seeing, or there are some details that he might not be seeing that. But tell him in a way that you are just trying to, it's as if it's part of your support for him. You must express it in a way that he should feel that this is just an expression, that thing that you are expressing to make him even become a better hero, to make him even be better appreciated. Unfortunately, most of the time when the woman starts saying something, most of the men will not even listen. They will listen maybe in the first 10 seconds or 5 seconds, and they think they already understood what you are trying to say. And so it's you know, as a woman, you need to really use wisdom to tell him that, please, my hero or my husband, please listen to me. I beg you, just listen to me to the end. Let me express everything to the end first. And if you get me, if you're already doing it, then it's okay. Because the man does not believe, and he almost can be, hardly does he believe that there is something that you are seeing that he is not seeing. Now, that is one of the problems of the men. And that always brings to a lot of downfall for the men, because they are always believing that they are seeing everything right and they are seeing everything they need to see. But unless those of them who have studied women and who really know the difference between man and woman, only few of them will know that women are actually more detailed. Women are actually seeing things that he is not seeing. But it's tough for a man to easily believe that. Men normally would not believe that. They believe that they know everything. And that is one of the advantages of men, but that's also one of their disadvantages, that they believe in themselves too much. And and that when you believe in yourself too much, that could be self-confidence. And that self-confidence could lead to downfall. So, when you see something that he is doing wrong, or when you see something that he is not seeing, or when you notice some things that he might be leaving out, take your time to make sure you express that to him. If you do not express it to him, he is thinking that you are supporting him. And when things go wrong, he will come back at you and say, but why didn't you say? But why didn't you say? And you might be saying, oh, but I thought, you will not listen to me. He will say, but you should have said it anyway. And when you tell him that, but I tried to say, you shut me down, he will say, but you are supposed to tell me anyway. Why didn't you just tell me? So you don't want to rather wait and regret the situation. It's better for you to, take your time and let him know what you are saying. Let him hear you out. And sometimes the man doesn't even know that he's stopping you from talking. He might not even know that he's cutting you short. He might think that you have said what you needed to say, or he might think that you are repeating yourself. So that's why when you want to talk to your husband, make sure that you write the points down so that you don't beat about the bush. What the men don't appreciate, what they don't like, and why it seems as if they don't want to listen to you, they don't want to listen to their wives, is because they don't like it when women are beating about the bush. They don't like it when women are repetitive and saying the same thing over and over again. They don't like it when the woman is saying what she could say in 100 words and she's saying it in 10,000 words. So even though that is the nature of the woman, you have to know the woman to know that that's their nature. But a man cares less. A man doesn't care. A man just wants you to be fast. So to help yourself as a woman, maybe you want to write down those points so that you want to start by saying the most important thing first, to mention the point first before you now begin to go to all other details. Then he will be able to hear you. So even though you need to express your support to your husband, or even though you need to express your trust to him as well, but make sure that you are not hypocritical in that. Make sure that you are not covering up the things that you are not supposed to be covering up. Make sure that you are not telling him the things that he's doing good, or that he's doing things good when he's doing things bad, really. Make sure that you are not flattering him, that you are not lying to him. Make sure that you are pointing out to him the things that he is not saying. That is where real help is. Make sure that you are sincere in your expression. When you are expressing your trust and belief in him, let it be sincere. Let it be sincere. So don't be quiet where he deserves a credit or a commendation. So make sure that you tell him the things he's doing right. Now, men don't like it when women are kind of what they call nagging, but that's why I say you should come from the angle of supporting him. You should come from the angle of praising him. You should come from the angle of expressing your trust, your faith in him, first of all. And then from there, you tell him the things that you think that he has to be careful of. Okay? Nkiru says, yes, sir. I tell my Superman, thank you for paying the baby's school fees. Thanks for paying for our house. Thanks for making me feel good in the other room. I know it is his duty, but I say thank you. I am so vocal on this. It is power. It is magic. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is. Nana says, yes, men really don't like listening too much. Mine always says, want me to talk to point and saying important things first, because he feels he wants to see the facts and know how to trash any trashable things. He likes me to be sincere and honest all the time. He dislikes nagging. I love him for that. Yep. Okay, Omonike said, Pastor Sunday, the men that I know never allow you to say your opinion. I have gone quiet because I am never right. I don't give any opinion anymore. for a long time. Yes, because the way to change that is, like I said, is for you to start out by praising them. You have to start out by praising the man and expressing your appreciation to him and for what his efforts and everything he's doing. So if you start from praise, and thanks and appreciation and telling him all the things he has done right, just like Nkiru said now, if you express your gratitude, your appreciation, and your belief and your trust in him, first of all, that opens him up. That allows him to now want to hear you out when you have any other things to add to it. Okay, TY is saying, we feel that men are unfeeling and we are hurt when they shut us up, so we don't say anything. Now we are learning that we should sort out our points well before addressing the issues. Yes, this really clarifies so much for me, sir. Yeah, just you have to go and make sure that you have your points clearly spelled out. Okay, Dave Femi Gregory says, my wife, you will be the luckiest woman with all these pastors Sunday teaching. My dear future wife, you are lucky, and I will be lucky to have you too. Yeah, so the woman, actually what the men don't like is too much words and too much talking, and we'll talk about that a bit later. But right now we are talking about trust. The man has a need also, and one of the needs that the man has is for him to be supported, is for him to see that he's trusted, is for him to see that the people around him believe in him, and that his efforts are not in vain. And so if you could capitalize on that and express your faith and your trust in him, things will be much more better. So one of the things that I would say to women is that if you are not married and don't have anything to do with a man that you cannot trust or that you don't have faith in, you must have absolute faith in them, because you will need it, and you will need to let him know that later on. You need to let him know that you have faith in him. Now there is another area where a man wants the woman to believe in them and to express faith and trust in them. If your husband, like women want to hear everything. How was work today? And the women want the men to talk all the details. So I went to work in the office, this one came, this happened. Men don't like all those details. And so a man desires for the wife to believe him when he says everything is okay. So when finding out his daily affairs, he wants you to believe what he has told you. And when the wife is asking, is that all? Anything? It becomes irritated, especially if a woman is trying to doubt his faithfulness. If you are a woman and you are doubting him that he maybe is not faithful, or you are suspecting him. If you are suspecting him, he doesn't like it as well. So unless you have any concrete fact, then don't express that doubt unless you have some facts to support you. So, a man wants you to believe him that he's faithful, that he's committed to you, that he's trying his best. But if there are some things you don't like, say it, but don't say it, coming from the negative side. Say the things, start with the positive at least, and before you come out with the negative the things you want to say. I think from all this, it further emphasizes the developing the act of speech with our men. I love to learn and I love to win, to be victorious. So I'm really sponging up all these teachings from our coach. That's T.Y. is saying that, learn, that's him. You have to be masterful in talking to all men, especially to your husband. Patrick says, I help out my wife both in the house issues and even in the market. We cook together and do so many things. That is Patrick Ogbonna. We understand each other very well. Though we still argue, okay. Okay, Ladi Shorunke says, sometimes why men don't listen is that to the woman is to say something is that it's not proven, and the man may not be interested in gossiping. Okay, so that's another point right there, that the man wants to hear the facts. The man wants to hear the facts. He's not interested in gossip. And so he wants the woman to come with facts first. But another thing that men must know, though, concerning facts is that women are intuitive. And so they pick up a lot of things that men might not be saying. And we should also be more patient in discovering the intuition of the woman, that sometimes they might not have the facts. They might not have all the arguments, but, they might be right because they are sensing things that we might not be able to see sometimes. So Maria Olaleya is saying, Pastor, but why is it easier for the men to express their day to an outsider, but they respond to their wives in one word? That's because they are having fun. With the outsider, they are not feeling obliged. They are feeling relaxed, and they are feeling that they are having fun. They are playing, they are enjoying, they are laughing. So if you want your husband to express to you, what he's going through and everything, first of all, make sure that he is relaxed. Let him laugh. That's why what we spoke about last night is having relevance here. Make sure that you first of all laugh with him. You first of all, don't just let him come back and start right off asking him questions, how his day was and what happened and what didn't happen. First of all, make sure that you get him to a relaxed place. Let him laugh, let him relax, and let him just rest first. Then when he's relaxed, in a relaxed situation, or when you are laughing and smiling and rested, then it will be more expressive. Thank you, my mentor. We sometimes may not even know how to explain our concerns because it is not a logical explanation. It's a feeling of an unease. There are some people I just feel uncomfortable around, and later they show themselves. That's why Shinwei said, Pastor, what if a man is clearly trying hard and the woman is supportive, but the man's effort is not productive due to lack of organization, and he will not accept the woman's opinion due to ego, due to ego? What should the woman do? Even though he might not be accepting your opinion or your help, your opinion that you are expressing that is not it's not organized. But it might not accept your opinion, but it will accept your help. It needs your help. So the best way to help a man is to say, okay, I will do it. You know, if you see that there's something where he's failing, or there's an area where he's not doing well, and you can really help him, you know, a man needs the help. He might not want the teaching, he might not want the correction, he might not like the talk, but if you come practically and say, okay, just give me a chance, let me try my best here, let me try to do something here. If you try to do something and it works for you, you become an authority in his eyes. So sometimes you know, if you are permitted, or you know how to fix the problem, the man is more interested in practical solution. It's just like saying, a lot of times when a woman is having problem also, the man does not talk much. He just comes and says, okay, what can we do? Okay, let's go and do it. He wants to come with a solution. He wants to come with, you know, with an answer. So that is exactly what the man desires also, what the man also wants. He wants the woman, if you can help, don't just talk. If you can help, don't just tell me how it should be done. If you know how to do it better, then you do it, or do it yourself. But don't be teaching me. So the men don't like to be taught. You are right, but they are open for the help. They want to be helped, but they don't want to be taught. Now, another area where, before that, let me read what Monica is saying. Pastor Sunday, thanks for your teachings. Some men are always quiet at home. They are always happy with outsiders. Okay, I already addressed that. Nena says, women wash it and learn how to relate with men in order to be acceptable. As God help us, it is not an easy pill through the truth to swallow. Yet today, if you have been with a man for a long time, then it's easy to get his attention on all issues. Men can be difficult at first to convince with regards to opinion, but he will think about it on his own and eventually come back to you. Don't nag him about it. Talk about it and let go. Yeah. So another area that a man needs understanding and faith, support faith, where he needs the wife to believe in him, is that he wants the wife to believe that, you know, he has the right to have his own space and to have his own, to have time with his friends. So a man wants to have his own life, even though he's married, but he wants you to believe in him, to trust him, that when he's playing around with his friends or with his hobbies or with his guys, that, you know, that doesn't mean that he doesn't love his family or he doesn't love you. He wants you to trust him with his friends, with his extra time, with his free time. He wants you to trust that he's not doing anything against the family or against you when he wants to have some time for himself. And of course, that is a little bit tricky, because, you know, spending time with his friend when he's supposed to be spending time with the family, that could be bothersome for the woman. But, you know, you have to express that to him in such a way that he would know that you are not against him spending time with his with his friends, and that maybe you, even if you want, you can even go with him. Although some men might not want to take their wives with them, but sometimes they want you to be with them. They are with them, so they just want you to trust that you know, they can be with their friends, and when you are suspecting all his friends and when you are suspecting all his companions, and he doesn't like that too much. Although the woman, like I said, might have the ability to suspect things with the friends and to see some of the things that might be wrong in his association or in his friends or in his in the companionship that he's keeping, but he might not see that. So you need wisdom to really let him know that you are not against his friends and his friendship, and you see the need for him to spend time with his friend, but just then lovingly come across and let him know some of the dangers and some of the challenges that you see in that. TY says, women want their husband 24/7, but it shocks a man. Yeah, it took her time to understand that. Joy says, thank you, Pastor Sunday, for this teaching has really liberated me. I trust my husband with his time and his freedom. He loves his freedom a lot, and that I have given him. Yeah, they like the freedom, and they want you to trust them with their freedom. It's the opposite. The women need to be dependent on the man, but on the other hand, the man is the opposite. The man wants to be independent. So we need to find an equilibrium and, an average situation whereby you could still be with the family and still have his own freedom and still have his freedom as well. Kiru says, yes, sir, you don't tell him what to do. You bring your opinion and present them to him in a way that he thinks the opinions are his. Be wise, lady. This is submission and ego boost we were talking about. Yep. Yetunde, even when you know that it's obvious he's going on the wrong direction, still don't make him feel like a fool. Make him feel like he's the king, but slowly drag him off the wrong path. Don't be a bossy and too no wife. God's wisdom in all we do, coins. Nana says, yes, my mentor, some men would not like to go out with wives because they are afraid to be reprimanded of evil friends they don't even know before they're friends. Yeah, but women are there on no guardian angel. They need God's grace. Yep. So, women, you should know that men don't like it when, especially you are expressing your doubt about them, about their choices, about their decisions. When you are expressing your dissatisfaction with, their choice of friends or their, the decisions that they have taken, even if you don't agree with them. Like I said, first of all, tell them about the good things that they have done. Express your trust in the good decisions. Remember the good decisions that he had taken in the past. Remember the good, the commendable things that he has done. And begin with that. Start with that and express to him how you are grateful for those things and how you are happy and how you trust him and how you believe him for all the good things that, all the right things he did. Then come out and tell him about your fear, about your doubt, but make it as if it's a suggestion or it's just your opinion. Let him know that it is just your opinion, that you are not saying that he is wrong. Tell him that you are not saying that he's missed it or, he has to change his friends or he has to let everybody go, but that this is what you are noticing. And this is what you think that he has to be careful about. So he wants you to trust him like that. He wants you to trust him when he's out. He wants you to trust him when he's at work. He doesn't want you to be calling him 5 minutes and be saying, where are you? When are you coming? What is wrong? When he has told you something, he wants you to believe it. If he says it's coming now, he wants you to trust him and believe it. Now, the fact that he didn't do it, he didn't make it, you can later on tell him and jokingly remind him that, oh, but you said you are coming, it's now 2 hours now. And, just do it as a joke, in a loving joking manner, then that is much more acceptable to the man than when you are doing it with anger, with a sense of sorrow and things like that. That irritates the man even the more. Also, the man doesn't like the woman to be suspecting him all the time that he is hiding something. So, a lot of women might be suspecting that they suspect their husbands all the time, that their husbands are hiding something from them, that their husbands are not telling them some things. Yes, it will tell you some things, but do you know that I don't think husbands like to tell their wives exactly everything. He will not tell you everything. He still wants to have the right to hold back some information for himself. He still wants to have the right to hold back some information for himself. So, he will tell you what you need to know, but he might not tell you all that he knows. Because for the man, it's part of his leverage and it's part of his own freedom also. He thinks that the fact that he's not, he doesn't have to give you reports. That's what he's thinking. Because, the way it works for the man is, if he needs to give you report on anything, it's like, you are bossing him. It's as if you are his boss and he needs to come, or you are a director to him and he needs to come and give report on the little things that he's doing. So he will tell you all the things that he thinks that you should know. But if you are more playful and joking, you might be able to get more words out of him. But you have to do it in a joking way, laughing way, and in a relaxing manner and things like that. But if you just stand on top of him and begin to ask him that you don't trust him, he should tell you this and this and that, and be asking him questions, he will say you are not a detective and it's not in the police station. So he might even be angry and close up altogether. So he wants you to trust him that what he's telling you is what has actually happened and is what is going on. So trust and believe in your spouse, in a man, is a very necessary factor for him. So if you, TY is saying, so we should respect their silence on some things when he will hold information until he's ready. Wow, this is new. No, not until he's ready. If you really want to get information from him, you can, but you have to do it in a way that is, you have to use wisdom. You have to use wisdom, not by demanding for that information, but by using wisdom, by making him to relax, by jokingly asking him, by just by making him to not to feel as if he's being interrogated, as if he's before a detective. Nkiru said, I used to check his messages, suspecting every woman on the list until I got wiser. You don't need it, ladies. You don't need the heartache. Leave his phones alone. Yeah. The man doesn't like that. If he sees that you are checking his telephones and you are, calling the women that are on his phone list, that is horrible. That is even enough to chase a man away. That might be enough to chase him away. So you don't want to go to that extent. Vivian Taylor says, so true. Husbands don't tell you everything, but eventually he will trust you with more, depending on if you don't freak out and run and tell your friends. Yeah, men don't like to give reports. That is one thing with the men. They don't like to give reports. So if you are sitting on his head and asking him for this, how did this happen, how that is, they don't like detectives, and they don't like police. Then they don't like directors also. They don't like to give reports. So they want to, if they are just talking as friends, that is different. But he wants you to trust him that he's not hiding anything from you that you should know, that he's not telling you. But man will not just sit down and be telling you what he did, what happened, if you need to know some information, you can ask him concretely, and you should ask him directly, but ask him not like you are a policeman. Ask him not like you are a detective on his head. Ask him just, just in a friendly way, in a way that he could trust you too. He could believe you that you are not after anything, that he will not give you that information and then you'll be using the information against him. A man doesn't want you to use the information he has given you against him. So a lot of times women are waiting for the man to express some things or to give some reports. Ask him directly the things that you need, or tell him directly what you expect. And if he sees it's necessary, he will tell you. Yesterday said we don't have a problem with who picks up the other person's phone in the house. I don't check it deliberately, but if he's in the bathroom or asleep, then I answer, and he doesn't have a problem with that. Yes, that's true. T.Y. Wow, Pastor. One wife called one of my actress case. Her husband was acting a romantic scene with her, and it was so ugly. The man was so embarrassed and made him really mad. Wow, I learned that day men hate you calling other girls to warn them off. There was drama in our drama film. I don't get that. Maybe somebody will understand. Chisandra, some women believe that trusting a man is good, but checking that all is really in order is better. Checking that all is in order is better. Okay. Well, men don't like that. That could give that woman, it could put him into more troubles than she's ready for. That could give her a lot of trouble. So the idea that we're talking about today is that trust your man, believe in him. When you trust him, it's a way of supporting him. But the most trust that he needs is for you to trust that he meant well for you. It means well for the family. It means well for you. It means well as a person. That is the trust that he needs most. He wants the wife to trust him that he means well, that he wants the best for you, for the family, that he is pursuing the interests of the family, that he is seeking the best for his home. So that trust is what the man. And whenever he wants to do a project, he wants you to believe in him, to believe that he will make it, that that he's capable, that he's a hero, that he is doing his best, that he is the best. That kind of expression, a man needs it. It acts like a fuel does to a car. That is what that kind of expressing of trust would do to a man. Don't stop expressing the trust. Even when he fails in one thing or the other, keep on expressing the trust, because that trust gives him support. It gives him encouragement and wants to make him to do better next time. Gladys says, I cut off a girlfriend who told me to control my husband because he works too long. She can help me with private detective if I need one because she controls her husband. I told her my own man is not like hers. which is 100% right. I know him and I trust him. I don't need to frustrate my life. Thank you. Yeah, it's not a good thing to get a detective for your husband. That will just kill that family. Adeola needs to say, yes, my husband needs to hear from me that he is able and capable of conquering for us, his family, and fulfill his vision. I also train our children to appreciate him for his efforts and hard work. It is my duty to make sure that even if things are not going the way they should, I encourage the greatest in him. Yes, that's the way to do it. You've got to encourage him and let him know that you are on his side and you believe in him and that you are supporting him and that you know that things will work out for him. Yeah, you know, that belief on his own is a very strong tool to make the man happy and the family as well, and the family happy. Well, let me see the time. I see it's time, right? It's time. So let's go and share the link, please. If you have not shared the link to this message, let's go ahead and share the link. And if you have shared the link, let me read some of your comments, and we'll be ready to go. I will come back tonight to tell you more things that the men want to tell their wives, and the things that husbands want their wives to know about them. So we'll come back tonight to continue. Who is this? Juliet, Princess Juliet. Said this is a wonderful message. Thank you, sir. Thank you too. Yeah, let's go and share the message before we go. Nkiru said, if I notice any woman hanging around my husband, I have no business with the woman, but with my man. Yes, that's so true. TY, thank you so much, darling mentor. You have blessed us again, as always. No moment wasted with you, sir. We appreciate you so much. Nena Shi, thank you so much, my mentor. Yeah, because I hope this will help some families. And that's why we should share the word and spread the word. Maybe this little word and, ordinary truth, simple truth like this could make some families better or stay together. You know, the man needs all the trust he could get from his wife. So express your trust to him. Let him know that you believe in him. Let him know that he is the best. Let him know that things will work out for him. These are some of the things that any man, any husband wants the wife to know and the wife to do regularly. Just like the wife wants the man to be telling him, to be telling her how much he loves her. So also the man wants to know how much you believe in him. All right, that's all for today. I will see you tonight. Have a wonderful day, everyone. God bless. Bye.